Yo, 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 yeah, we back. In with another one, y'all. Yeah, on up. Yeah, we back. This is the call-in show. Okay. Yeah. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? It's Sunday afternoon. Turn up, family. Yeah. Another episode of Mr. Trumptastic Radio featuring Mar-a-Lago Red Theater, streaming live. Breaking news, Jesus versus Allah, the Unholy Alliance, and Dearborn, Michigan, Dark Secret family. And as you can see, you got Chrislam attempting to merge together in Dearborn, Michigan. And it's kind of crazy. The word Dearborn. See, the deer is basically the Capricorn or the horny goats. And when you sacrifice this deity they call the lamb, guess what? He gets reborn again. Wake up, America. Is America changing? Is America changing? Because you got these people walking around in Dearborn, Michigan. All right. And that's their little Amazon. Dearborn, Michigan is their little Amazon hub. All right. And white Christians do not like it. White, pure white Puritan Christians do not like diversity, family. Now, they got a Muslim mayor. But as you can see, his skin is white too. His skin, see, if I would have walked up on him, I'm gonna be honest with you, I wouldn't have known if he was white or Muslim. I don't know if if he's a KKK or a damn Anglo-Saxon in this bitch. I don't know. See, to a black man, all you see is white skin. But allegedly, you could tell by the thin nose. But like I said, you got Muslims, they got fucking thin noses. You got white people, they got thin noses. But allegedly, they come from the same area. And they got one thing in common. Both these groups enslaved blacks. See? The Muslims enslaved Africans first. And the Muslims taught the white man, Anglo-Saxon, how to enslave blacks. Did y'all know that? Probably not, because you do not know the history of America, or what they call the secrets of America. See, Chrislam, let's read. Islam, they like to beat their wife. They got to be covered up. In Christianity, if a man beats his male or female slave with a rod and the slave dies as a direct result, he must be punished. But he is not to be punished if the slave gets up after a day or two. All right? So, these are the concubines. Slavery was an advancement towards the Western world. What's the difference? In its origins, it's the same. When you talk about radicalizing its behavior, but both sides are radicalized, y'all. Mm-hmm. Both sides are radicalized, and then you have moderates in the midst of that just want to live. You know, they just want to be safe. And then you got these guys in the midst of everything too. See, the Jewish white nationalists are mixing with the American white nationalists. But guess what? The Jewish white nationalists and Islam, they share a very holy relationship. It looks unholy on the outside, but really, they share an alliance, family. And we've seen that with Mandami and the Jewish movement. Okay. We've seen this global reset happen right in front of our faces. We've seen a lot of stuff take place. All right. We've seen a lot of stuff take place in the midst of these last couple of years, but Dearborn has been a hub for Muslim activity. This ain't the first. This ain't their first rodeo. Okay, this ain't their first rodeo. They've been clumping up in Michigan, Dearborn, Michigan, for decades, and I guess the white nationalists feel like since Trump is in office, this would be the perfect time to make that exit out of Dearborn because you know the white nationalists they want their land back. But like I said, they building up all kind of mosque and all that. I mean, shit. They don't really have a big population in America. And in America, there's this one thing called freedom of religion. And if you cannot practice freedom of religion, they can take their ass to court. And as you can see, white nationalists got arrested, y'all. Let's pull up. Cause some white nationalists got arrested. Let's pull this. I thought I had it queued up. Hold on. Bear with me. Bear with me. Oh, here it go. So this was in Florida. This wasn't in Michigan. But the thing is, you gonna have some similarities happen because the white nationalists they crashing out. They crashing out. Why didn't they do this a long time ago? The reason why they didn't do it a long time ago is because Biden and Obama was in office, and Obama he's a Muslim jihad. Obama Jihad Anderson. Oh boy, Barry was something else. All right, leave it as that. We will leave it as that. But let's pull up this video, family, because like I said, these people, these people are getting attacked by white nationalists, but the white nationalists they don't know the law in America, y'all. The thing is, it was designed for America to fall. Didn't you read your Bible? It was already written for America to fall because allegedly it was founded on colonization, and now whites are getting treated like blacks in the 1920s and shit. Allegedly, we went over the statistics that the white race is declining in numbers. And some scholars and theologians say that's because of what they call revenge. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Y'all see how this thing works? Y'all see how this manifestation of information comes to light? Yeah, some say it is a dog eat dog world, or what they call do unto others as they do unto you. So I don't know how this works, y'all. I don't know how this process is gonna play out. Some people are saying that. Some people are actually putting that idea on the table that chickens have came home to roost, y'all. For real. For real. So I don't know. Somebody tell me how y'all feel about that. That the sins of the forefather will revisit the children. That's what they saying, y'all. That's what they saying. And it's like I said, it's written in the Bible. So you gonna have these pockets of different nationalities. I mean, even in New York, you got a place called Chinatown. These immigrants been here. These immigrants been here for a while, man. This ain't nothing new. It's just getting polarized. And quite frankly, it's getting out of control too in some areas. And the white nationalists feel like this is what's going on. Let's look at the footage, y'all.
While we're in the middle of our worship, they're screaming in our faces that Jesus is Lord. They walked close to our heads while we entered the bowing position, so close that we genuinely had a fear that they weren't going to stomp on our heads. They pushed cameras inches from our faces, which you can see from the live streams and the recordings that have gone out. And the morning after, when I watched the videos again, and when I was reached out by families and loved ones, I had to relive the whole... I had to relieve while we're in the middle of our worship.
So
they're screaming in our faces that Jesus is Lord. They walked close to our heads while we entered the bowing position, so close.
So, who agrees with this? I know some of y'all agree. Some of y'all agree with it. Some of y'all agree with it. If you want to know my reaction on that, I don't know. Let me be honest with you. This shit could go both ways. Some people don't want that shit. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't want that shit in their neighborhood, fam. Some people don't want that shit in their neighborhood. Some people are cool with it. Some people want that shit balanced. So I'm 50-50 with this shit. Cause some people, they said in Dearborn, some people waking up and they screaming Allah out that bitch. In the morning, they got the bullhorn out and they screaming Allah out that bitch. And who knows, if you got a radical, come in one of them Christian churches, or maybe you might have a radical Christian man come in there and shoot up some shit. Cause like I said, the KKK is a Christian organization. The jihadist is a Muslim organization. But these two groups weaponize religion, fam. So that's how you turn good people evil. You gotta have religion and what they call indoctrination for the nation. Now we're gonna get into what this weird looking bitch got to say, Laura Loomer. Cause guess what? Some say she Israeli she Israeli Muslim too. Israeli Muslim too. If you go over there, and in the Gaza Strip, you got people that look like this too. You got some people walking around like that. You got Muslims and Christians that live in Gaza. But they unfortunately end up getting blown up for some odd reason by IDF, Israel. They say that's the Israel Defense Forces right there. And they come around and they just blow shit up from time to time. Yeah, what they don't like. See, some say they go over there and they spit on black people and Christians. They spit on Officer Tatum And they just don't spit on black people. Actually, the Israeli, the clergy, well, I think it's called the clergy plan or something like that. They encourage interracial uh, marriage and shit like that. And that's to bleed out the Anglo Saxons and shit. They cooking up some heat, y'all. But some of y'all fall for it. But he got spit on, and Netanyahu paid his ass 7,000. But his ass got spit on in Israel. So he's what they call a nigger goyim. He's stupid. Let's get into this weird face looking motherfucker.
And I think the same exact thing is going to happen here in America. It's not going to be long before we also have a civil war where we're going to have Americans up against all of these Islamic jihadists. It's not going to be long. I'm not advocating for it, but
see, we waiting on it. We waiting on some news to come out. Something like this. Remember? This what they was going. See, this is extremist jihadist. See, Obama, he was a jihadist. And I think Obama, he secretly hated white people, but he said he was for prejudice for all Americans. But once the white majority bleeds out, America's gone. You heard what Elon Musk said. Elon Musk's daddy said the same thing. So you got whole towns that look like motherfucking jihad out this bitch. No, we got a whole jihad family that stay right up the street. I'm like, damn, these motherfuckers be deep too. Ain't never had no problem with them, but they be in these neighborhoods. That's why I think this one dude moved. He said, I ain't fucking with them. Yeah, but imagine just shit. Ooh. Yeah, we on camera. We on cam. I didn't really want to cam up because I look real scruffy today. Look real scruffy today. It's the call-in show. It's the call-in show. And we want to feel how you think about this shit. Okay? We want to know how you feel about jihad in Dearborn, Michigan. Coming to a town near you. Okay? Coming to a city near you, family. That's exactly what's gonna happen. Coming to a city near you. Now let's look at Laura Loomer, her frog face ass. Laura Loomer, man, she's very. How can I say? They plucked her lips, her cheeks, and her face. She got a lot of cosmetic. As you can see, the swelling has went down. The swelling has went down tremendously. Cause I said she looked like that one dude off of what's that one movie with that dude on the bicycle? What's that one movie, babe? With that little kid on the bicycle? Saw. She looked like that little motherfucker off Saw.
That's not a kid on a bicycle.
Who is it then?
It's the little clown dude.
Yeah, she looked like that little clown dude. Her swelling went down. I said she got another injection. See right here, she look halfway decent, but then she might transform back into a billy goat. She might shapeshift back into a billy goat out this bitch.
you keep having Muslims attack American citizens in the streets of America and the GOP is just sitting by doing nothing about it, eventually people are going to take things into their own hands.
Yeah, people are gonna take things into their own hands because the white nationalists, they ready to crash out. They ready to crash out. Okay. Some say, man, there's a lot of stuff going on in the background. I'm gonna be honest with you. And I don't think people understand fully what's about to take place. Okay, and underneath these damn immigration laws, this is why Charlie Kirk said, what did he say? He said civil rights was the worst thing that ever happened. And the reason why Charlie Kirk said that is because everybody else is using that template to get over here in America. See, the foundational black Americans opened up the gate for this to happen, but other countries took advantage of it. You see what I'm saying? That was the whole point of the Civil War. America needed help. They couldn't build them damn they couldn't build this shit by themselves. America needed help. This is the whole point of the Civil War, family. The Civil War was constructed off the military industrial complex.
Like clip number 63, another Islamic protester punches Jake Lang in the face as he runs away in Dearborn. Again, how much more of this Islamic violence are we going to tolerate? They're infiltrating our institutions. They're infiltrating the government. They're infiltrating the White House. They're attacking Christians and Jews on the streets of America. How much more are Americans going to take before they say enough is enough and they take matters into their own hands? When is enough going to finally be enough for all of the American patriots?
I mean, what else is next? Because goddamn, probably the police department. This the mayor right here. So the police department look like this. But then, like I said, you got. See, I don't know. See, they talking about Muslims coming to knock on people's door, and they talking about certain people going into churches. I don't know if we heard of a story like that in Dearborn. That would make it true. But like I said, you always gonna have antagonists, or what we call apologists, go into these areas and stir the pot. Okay, you always gonna have you always gonna have that. In some instances, the good people believe in some of these radicalized ideologies. Yes, they do. A lot of good people believe in controversial ideologies. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing. See, this show, I'm not here to judge. Okay. People say I do sometimes. At times I do. At times I don't. I just leave it up to y'all to figure out because two things could be true at one time. So, see, that's that whole picking and choosing shit. You can't pick and choose in a simulation that was written out for you. Okay, because it's going to treat you like a peasant.
Patriots out there who are sick and tired of watching their country get Islamified. When are people going to rise up and say enough is enough? It's going to happen soon. It's going to happen.
She calling for something then. She calling for something. All right, let me. So, I guess the Hell's Angels. I don't know what kind of bikers coming. They're supposed to be coming in, and there's a lot of Hell Angels in Michigan. There's a place called Hell, Michigan. Y'all know that? So no wonder why this place, Michigan, just very demonic in some parts. Yeah, they really have a place called Hell, Michigan, and they have churches in Hell, Michigan, because Michigan is part of the Hellenistic order, the Hellenistic Greco-Egyptian order, and yes, that's where the name Helen coming from, and the word hello. Hell is low, so when you greet somebody, just know that Earth was the original hell, family. It was Earth was also the original Saturn and the god of the earth, Geb. Yes, they don't tell you this in Dearborn. They don't tell you this in church on the altar. Do you see Christ right here on Mount Meru? Do you see the moon goddess? See, the moon goddess is the cow. And guess what? Both religions worship a cow. What do you think America is? It's the cowboy nation. That's the 5-pointed star. Who is the 5-pointed star? AKA Baphomet, the pentagram. You see the unholy connection, family? Do you see the dark history? Do you see why they can establish their religious order in America? Because behind the scenes, they all worship Abraham, aka Brahma ism, and this is their Canaanite deity in the form of Yahweh. Yahweh is Allah. Allah is the 5-pointed deity. Arms, legs, arm, head. Let's get into this video, family.
Have you heard that the bikers, they're going to Dearborn? After we saw the brave Americans walk into Dearborn and the way that they were treated, the bikers are already there. If you're seeing this, the fights have already started to break out in one of their biggest parks. The local government is siding with Islam and calling this a racist attack by American bikers. This wasn't, but local bikers are already there with huge numbers of bikers on the way. They're going to barbecue pork.
Hey, you heard them. The Hells Angels are coming from Hell's, Michigan into Dearborn. That's what it's looking like, fam. That's what it's looking like to me. And they said they're going to do what? Barbecue pork. You're gonna barbecue pork.
In smokers and pull them with their motorcycles around all the neighborhoods. So they're saying, will the administration understand that Americans are not happy about what's happening in our country? Will they do something about it? Only time will tell. But we're going to get to a point where if the violence gets bad and the local police departments can't handle it, the mayor's going to call in the National Guard. Who will the National Guard side with? I guess only time will tell. What are your thoughts? Does Trump got to do something? Does he got to say something? I'm sure he's well aware of all of the social media postings around what's happening there and knows we're not going to just sit back and watch this happen. Are you going? Do you know somebody who's going there? Do you know some bikers? Send this to them. Maybe they're not aware. The more the merrier.
So here is the other video we gotta pull up. So this is where these Americans came in here to their little mosque event, and they was praying east, and here come Christ from the west. They said Christ coming from the east, but the whole mystery schools of Egypt have migrated west. So
every tongue shall
this
confess,
what
every knee
happened.
shall bow that Jesus Christ is Lord, to the glory of God the Father. Jesus is Lord. Jesus is Lord. It's really good.
See, the thing is, he covered up here trolling and shit. And guess what? So if somebody came out with that chopper, if somebody came out with that Bin Laden, it would have been a big problem. It'd have been Muslims attacking Christians. But if they would have left them alone, what did Christ say about do with the pigs? He ran the demons and the pigs. Okay, let's pull up that story. Let's pull up that story. Let's look up this story, family. Because that's what Jesus did. Jesus ran the demons into the pigs. And the pigs take place of the demons. But America loves eating bacon. But the thing is, Muslims don't eat bacon. In the biblical account, Jesus cast demons out of two men and allowed them to enter a herd of pigs, demonstrating his authority over evil spirits. So who wins? Jesus versus Allah. Which religion is winning just off that story account? It would be the Muslims, family. It would be the Muslims. What did I tell you? Let's pull up this. Let's pull up this. Because this is another episode. This is another episode, y'all. This is crazy. Somebody tell me what y'all think. Who's keeping the covenant? Who's keeping the covenant? Is this another episode of Hypocrite Nation? Is this another episode of Hypocrite Nation, y'all? I just want to know. Somebody tell me now. Is this another episode of Hypocrite Nation? Somebody tell me, man. It says in the biblical account, Jesus cast demons out of two men and allowed them to enter a herd of pigs. So, when we pull this up, when we pull this video up right here, and you know Americans love fucking bacon, but the Muslims don't eat pig. So are the Muslims are following the word of Christ more than the Americans that's trying to drive them out. Somebody tell me why. Somebody tell me, is this Hypocrite Nation? Is this Hypocrite. I told you, America is built off hypocrisy and lies, and they weaponize Jesus. See? That's funny that these motherfuckers are following Christ more than these motherfuckers. But mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. And this is why I believe the white race is cursed, y'all. The white race is cursed, family. Because these Islam jihadists, what they appear to be allegedly jihadists, are following Christ's word more than the white nationalist, Christian American nationalist man. The story is found in the Gospel of Matthew and Luke. In this account, Jesus encountered two demon-possessed. Those are two witnesses in Revelations. Those are the two witnesses in Revelations. Jesus encountered two demon-possessed men in region of Gardenness. Gardenness. The demons recognized Jesus as the Son of God. Who is the Son of God? The synagogue. The synagogue is the Son of God. Do you not understand, family? I don't think y'all ready for that conversation. I don't think y'all ready for that conversation. But the trolling was done in reverse.
Every tongue shall confess, every knee shall bow that Jesus Christ is Lord, to the glory of God the Father. Jesus is Lord. Jesus is Lord.
Bacon. It's really good.
Bacon?
Bacon? Anybody?
Under the new rules from the 12th Imam, you can eat bacon. It's halal. You can eat bacon whenever you want.
After the prayer ended, we look up to see them taunting us in our faces with bacon. I had to relive the whole.
Yeah, who knows? This could be staged. Who knows? Maybe they maybe they sinking together behind closed doors. Maybe they want to orchestrate a race war. Maybe the person at the top is a Christian and a Muslim. Because that's what I'm thinking. Maybe the puppet master, or what they call the all-seeing eye, is controlling Pinocchio. Who is Pinocchio? Pinocchio is the Pinocchio. Who is the man of Pen? This is the man of Pen. This is their God, Allah. Arms, legs, arms, head. Do you not see the connection? This is the pentagram or the man of sin. Now the thing is, when you're dealing with the Catholic religion, let me show you, because this Chrislam decoded. Let me pull this up. Let's pull this up, family. When you're looking up the Catholic man of sin, and I don't think I got his pic. Hold on. Because he's pinned down too. And I cannot find, I don't think I'm going to have to save that pic. Because he's the Pope man of sin, but he's a form of Jesus Christ too. He's a form of Allah. Here you go right here. I'm about to save this picture too. So I don't have. So I can just pull it up. But yeah, this is the same deity right here, family. This is the pins or the pentagram. The Pope, man, a pen. But like I said, he's being pierced like Christ as well. Breaking news. Question and answer section. Just if you wanna ask the question, do it now. So I'm about to get off here in a second. So hold on. Because we got some more. So now they are saying more Muslims are migrating in Ireland than there are traditional Irish. Okay. Now let's pull this up, family. Let's pull this video up.
This is Ireland. There are now more Muslims in Ireland than there are traditional Irish speakers. And I want to show you this video. This is Islamic centers in Ireland. Graham Linehan said it's like the game Civilization, where when one side is on the way to achieving the religious victory win condition. This is Ireland. To give you another example of how drastic immigration into Europe is, so people know this isn't normal. There are more immigrants in this.
And when you look at the diaspora on a major scale, there are more melanated entities than white entities. If you're looking at a worldwide, you know what I'm saying? White people are a minority when it comes to worldwide. It's just in certain sections, in certain spots, they are the majority. But and this what they saying. They trying to get rid of the Anglo-Saxon. Wake up. Is America changing? But like I said, they've always lied with statistics, man, as well. So you don't know who's who or what's what at this point. Here, look at them. Let's pull this up, family. Let's pull this up because he's doing this mayor right here. He making sure in Dearborn, Michigan, there ain't nobody gonna get ran out of this place. And you know what? If this is just an isolated spot, you know, but like I said, you gonna have some hate crime in there too, because you gonna have some radicalized people. And guess what? And their religious beliefs is gonna be tied to their crime.
I'll do it. 3, 2, 1.
Hey मिशिगन, दिस इज दानिश। डियरबॉर्न में फर्स्ट अफगानी रेस्टोरेंट खुल चुका है जिसका नाम है आरियान्स। इफ यू लाइक अफगानी फूड, सो आई हार्डली रिकमेंड यू to try their food. They have like best kabli plau and bolani.
And guess what? Ain't nobody gonna be able to do nothing because they abiding by the law. America, you can practice freedom of religion, freedom of speech, all this shit. But the white nationalists, they going extinct, y'all. And guess what? They are very disgruntled right now. And guess what? Trump ain't gonna do shit. Man, Trump ain't gonna do shit about this. Because if he does, guess what? He gonna get sued. The Trump administration, man, they could get sued, man, if they overstep their boundaries, man. Trump know that shit, but the white poor people, they don't. They want a fucking revolutionary war. They want Jesus versus Allah out this bitch, and I showed y'all the reverse psychology of the religion. Who's practicing the word and who's not. Now, some say you can eat bacon now because a certain law, because Jesus Christ got on that damn cross, you can eat bacon. Jesus Christ got on the cross so your fucking ass can eat that fucking bacon and you get diabetes and you can still go to heaven. Back then, they would stone you to death for eating that shit. But as you can see, that shit ain't good anyway. So guess what? Guess what? I told you, hypocrite nation. America was born off hypocrite, being a hypocrite. That's why I said you got to get out that mindset. You could your avatar is an American, but your soul is not American. Your soul is don't identify as a. You think when you get to see Jesus Christ, he go identify you as a fucking American or a white nationalist or anything like that? Because now you putting a certain layer of lies on your fucking belt, and that's the shit that's gonna weigh you down and keep you in this hellish vibration. That's why there's a place called Hell, Michigan. Okay, that's why there's a place called. Shouts out to Hell, Michigan. I talked to a few people from Hell, Michigan. They're good people out in Hell, Michigan, but like I said, we went over the uh, etymology of the Hellenistics. Those are the Hellenes, the Hellenistic area. That's the Greek god Helen. The Greek goddess Helen. Like we broke down the etymology of hello, and the word the word L is in hello, hell L or hot L or high hello. That's basically the earth god Gab. You see, when you're looking at this Masonic stairway, you see Jim Carrey in the Truman Show stepping up this step pyramid right here. And guess what? This represents ascension and getting out the simulation. But these people down here, they still stuck in hell. They still stuck in this simulation they call politics. What is poly? Many. What are the ticks? The parasites, family. So I think we had one more. I kind of gotta go, but I wanted to. There was some more things I wanted to cover because somebody got spit on again. Hold on, let's pull this up. Somebody got spit on again. Let's speed this up, fam. It seems like somebody always. It's in Dearborn.
That was held in Dearborn, Michigan, a town right here in the United States of America that has widely been taken over by Muslims. Every single one of my friends who went to report on this as independent journalists was attacked.
Get that camera out of my face or I'll take it from you. Okay?
Now, it's really important to point out that in America, we have the
free press and, of course, fundamental human and civil rights for all their citizens. Anyone who opposes Islamist expansionism is the enemy and must be destroyed. That, of course, includes the United States, all of Europe, and Israel.
As somebody who is completely committed to being a...
And you know what? I've read both books, and what they're saying is in that Quran, basically, it would be an invader that they would do this to. So they a lot of white nationalists take the Quran out of the context. They don't read it in full context. So they'll pick a verse out the Bible where it'll behead these people, but they don't read the precursor. They don't read the whole. See that? You know what I'm saying? They don't go into detail. Because I could pick. We just did the Bible like that. Boom. We could pick shit out the Bible. That's demonic as well. But if you read it in full context, it just has to deal with economics. This really had to deal with economics. Because if you don't work, you don't eat. And the slave is actually your property. Or what they call the straw man. Okay? And man still beats his wife. Okay? Shit's in the Bible, man. It's in Exodus 21, 20. Go read it. That's the rod. What is the rod? The rod is the cross. And you go get your ass up on that cross. Okay? Let's get into the video. Yeah, I gotta go in here in a little bit.
America first. I support everybody's
Let's get into hold on.
Get the camera out of my face. Get that camera out of my face or I'll take it from you. Okay?
Phone right here. Is this his phone? All right, guys, he just got pepper spray for attacking and assaulting someone. No, you're not gonna get your phone. Actually, you get it. Here you go. There we go. Yep.
Let's get pepper sprayed and shit.
Cam simply asked those people why that man couldn't be there and have respectful discourse with them. They assaulted him. They pepper sprayed him. They broke his phone and they robbed $50 from his pocket. He had to be led back to a bus where he could flush his eyes.
Come on in. No! Disgusting fuck pepper spray. No! Pepper spray. No! I got it. Right there. That's okay.
Keep them close, try not to rub them.
Yeah, he doing all this in the name of Christ. So he about to get up on that cross too. Because guess what? It's Jesus versus Allah in Dearborn. Like a damn video game. It's shit like a damn video. This is the part of the simulation where people got to start waking up. But guess what? This is only going to put people back to sleep. All right? And the thing is, for a law enforcement agency, all they see is money. All they see is money, fam. But the people at the bottom of the pyramid are walking down. You see, you got people walking up the ladder, and you got people walking down the ladder. Okay? And this was, remember what they was doing, the milk crate challenge? This is the part of the milk crate challenge, where you get so far up here, everything just crumbles. And what do you see? Everything is crumbling because life is a ladder, or what they call Jacob's or Jacob's ladder. That's the Jack and the Beanstalk. You got to climb your way up out of here. But guess what? We just showed you reverse psychology. We just showed you reverse psychology.
All right.
And he immediately went to a police officer, pointed out the person who assaulted him, tried to press charges, and the cops told him there was nothing that they would.
I told you, there's nothing they could do because they abiding by the law. Everybody's by, you know what I'm saying? And guess what? He probably jihad. That police officer, you know, he jihad. And this dude right here, he white nationalist. But guess what? Guess what they got in common? Haha, beards. Beards. Okay? And who has a beard? The billy goats. Who has a beard? Jihad beard. You see a lot of white nationalists with beard. That's the billy goat. All right. Yeah, got a lot of stuff in common. Chrislam got a lot of stuff in common.
Do about it.
You will never find him again. The detective will not find him. I promise you. I've been in this situation before. You're never going to find him. He's masked head to toe. You will never find him again. Yeah, that is shitty police work. It's lazy. So you know that a crime happened, and you're going to let it slide because why? Then go arrest him.
On a side note, though, why does the retard that violently
jobs, invaders, these jihadis will have.
So he remember him? He was at Charlie Kirk, and he was at Austin Metcalf. He's a paid informant, but people like him because he's a white nationalist. But he's a Jewish white nationalist family. Is there such thing as that? Yes, there is. There's many forms of white nationalists. Nick Fuentes is a Spaniard white nationalist, and I think they said it is an Islamic name. Fuentes is an Islamic Spaniard name, but he don't like his kind. He don't like his own kind. So that's all part of hypocrite nation. That's why I said United States is hypocrite nation. To be in the United States and live here, you would have to be a hypocrite. Without being a hypocrite, you are not an American. You tell me one thing, you weren't raised off shit being a hypocritical notation. You wouldn't be able to tell me. This is why you're born in sim, or what they call sin. You're born in assimilation, full of lies or layers over the base reality, family. And guess what? You got to work your way up out of here. But most people are on their way back down. This is why they say no Christian really goes to heaven, because it's a stairway. You either keep on going up, or you go keep on. Once you get to the pineal or the pinnacle, you come back down. Once you get to the all-seeing eye, it throws you down. That's the throne of God. And the throne of God don't move. You get thrown back down. This is why they said the kingdom of heaven will be established on earth. Ain't nobody going to heaven. And then guess what? Your dead corpse go have to raise from hell to meet God on this earthly plane. That's the plane of inertia. You're not going to heaven, dummy. I told y'all this a long time ago. If you read the Bible, you don't know anything. But if you decode it, you wouldn't be what we call a Gnostic. You wouldn't know it. You would be what they call a Gnostic instead of a believer. Because believers believe they go fucking. I'm gonna show you what a believer go get you. A believer go get you in jail with this informant. This informant, he an informant too. He's Ray Epps 3.0, but guess what? People like his ideology, just like Ray Epps. He was a fucking scumbag, but people identified with him as a Trump supporter, and they went in that damn Capitol. But guess what? He was an agent the whole time.
To go. Christians in America, you need to stand up before your daughters are raped like the animals that they think we are. They call us kafirs. They hate us, and they want to destroy white people in Christian America. We will not allow it to happen.
He has the First Amendment constitutional right to say those things. And I stand up for every.
I say, guess what? If some shit do pop off, just let it pop off, but just don't say nothing. That's the whole thing about Secrets of America. You don't tell your fucking plan. And if you cross the line, that's an act of war. So the thing is, you got a lot of antagonists going over there crossing the line as well. And then you got a lot of perpetrators on the other side amping things up as well too, because they secretly a race war. A lot of people just still have good hearts and ain't got the balls to do it. But it's on the precipice at this point. Like I said, this shit been brewing up in Dearborn for fucking decades. Let's see what else we
and
got.
tried to burn it and was a.
What's the probable cause? What is the problem? They won't arrest a single Muslim. There's been multiple attacks, but of course they'll arrest somebody on the other side immediately.
I dare you to let me build you.
So I guess they ain't arresting. I guess they ain't arresting Muhammad. They coming after them Christians. I told you Christianity was under attack, but in an unorthodox manner. See, but everybody else they merged up here. Okay. The slaves and the peasants, they out in Dearborn. Because guess what? You don't think they got their slaves and peasants too on the Muslim? See, the hierarchy, they ain't got to cover their face, but the peasant class, they do. They got to cover their face. They got to wipe their ass backwards. They can't do shit. You know, they can't. They got to have arranged marriages and shit. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to pedophilia, same thing. There ain't no difference. There ain't no difference. We can pull up multiple and that's the whole thing. It's all breeded off pedophilia. Christianity and Allah was all breeded off a pedophilia. Pedophilia. Guess how old Mother Mary was when she was birthed Jesus? Was it 12 years old? That's pedophilia. That's pedophilia. That's pedo man 85. We like I said, we go even in 1900s, 1800s. Shit, they was getting married at 14, 15. Pedo man 89. We could call pedo man 22. King James, pedo man. King James, a homosexual pedo man that has profited off to see the bot. See, the prophet is the one that's gonna make the money. The prophet, that's the prophet. That's the one that's the dude on the pulpit, because he's pulling you into a pit and he's altering your mind on the altar. That's where you change. That's where transhumanism takes place, on the altar of what they call Mount Meru. Right here, you see Jesus Christ's transformation on the altar. All right, we going an hour. We gonna do part 2 of this because we got a lot to cover. This ain't just, we gotta do part 2. I gotta get out of here. I'm out. Love y'all. I'm out.